The radical power of softness. Why vulnerability is your greatest professional weapon. Thank you all for being here today. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge the brilliant mind whose work forms the foundation of today's talk. Arnetra Ferguson, a visionary researcher, transformational coach, and fierce advocate for authentic leadership. Her groundbreaking work has fundamentally reshaped how we understand professional excellence, particularly for Black women navigating complex workplace dynamics. Through her soft girl era movement, she's created a spiritual and emotional recalibration that has liberated thousands from the tyranny of constant grinding and helped them ground in joy, peace, and self prioritization. Her impact extends far beyond individual transformation. She's catalyzing a revolution in how we define strength in professional spaces. Now, let me ask you a question. When you picture a successful professional, what image comes to mind? For most of us, it's someone armored up, someone who never flinches, someone whose emotions are tightly controlled, whose boundaries are impenetrable, whose strength never wavers. This image is particularly burdensome for Black professionals who often navigate a double bind: be strong but not threatening, be confident but not arrogant, be assertive but not aggressive. The emotional labor of this constant self monitoring is exhausting and ultimately unsustainable. But what if everything we've been taught about professional strength is fundamentally wrong? What if our greatest power lies not in our armor, but in our ability to remove it? This is the revolutionary insight at the heart of Arnetra Ferguson's work. Embracing softness in professional environments, especially for Black professionals, is not a weakness but a strategic advantage. Let me be clear about what I mean by softness. I'm not talking about being passive or unassertive. I'm talking about the courage to bring your full humanity to work, your capacity for empathy, your willingness to collaborate, your authentic communication style, and yes, even your vulnerability. These qualities have traditionally been undervalued in professional settings, often dismissed as soft in contrast to the hard skills of technical expertise or strategic thinking. But this dichotomy is not just false, it's dangerous. It cuts us off from the very qualities that drive innovation, build trust, and create sustainable success. The research is clear. Organizations with high emotional intelligence outperform those without it. Teams that practice vulnerability and authentic communication collaborate more effectively. Leaders who demonstrate empathy inspire greater loyalty and commitment. Yet we continue to cling to outdated notions of professional strength that equate vulnerability with weakness and emotional awareness with lack of focus. This disconnect is costing us in innovation, in well being, in human potential. And it's costing Black professionals even more as they navigate workplaces that demand both exceptional performance and emotional conformity. But there's another way, a more powerful way, a way that integrates strength and softness into something far more potent than either quality alone. Let me share three stories that illustrate this integration in action. First, meet Arnetra Pickens, who recently secured a coveted visual design internship at TikTok. In an industry known for cutthroat competition and rigid professional norms, Pickens took a radically different approach. Instead of projecting an image of lone brilliance or aggressive ambition, she deliberately positioned her collaborative skills and authentic communication style as core strengths. She spoke openly about her creative process, including the moments of uncertainty and iteration. She highlighted how her ability to receive feedback and integrate diverse perspectives strengthened her work. In a field where individual genius is often celebrated above all else, this approach might seem risky. But the result? Not only did she earn the internship, but she was specifically recognized for her ability to foster inclusive collaboration, a quality increasingly valued in creative industries where innovation depends on diverse perspectives. What's particularly striking about Pickens' story is that she built her reputation through consistent engagement with professional networks over several years. She didn't achieve success by hardening herself or conforming to traditional notions of professionalism. Instead, she leaned into her natural abilities to connect, communicate, and collaborate, qualities that might traditionally be dismissed as soft but proved to be powerful professional assets. Or consider Jennifer Opel, a tech founder who documents her weekly journey on social media in an industry where Black women founders often face stereotypes about what leadership should look like. Opal has taken a boldly different path. She shares her vulnerabilities openly, the funding challenges, the moments of doubt, the difficult decisions, but she does so while maintaining professional resolve and a clear vision. She's built a community not by positioning herself as an untouchable expert, but by being relatable yet driven. The result? She's grown an engaged following of aspiring entrepreneurs who see in her a new model of leadership, one that integrates ambition with authenticity, vision with vulnerability. She's become a recognized influencer in tech entrepreneurship and an advocate for representation in STEM fields. Opal's journey is particularly instructive because she transitioned from traditional IT roles into entrepreneurship using storytelling as a key tool for influence. Her success challenges the notion that technical fields require technical skills alone. It shows how the soft skill of authentic communication can be transformative. And then there's the remarkable example of the Las Vegas Aces, a team that has risen rapidly within the WNBA through exceptional teamwork led by prominent African American athletes. The Aces face skepticism about whether softer team dynamics could win championships versus more aggressive play styles. But rather than conforming to expectations, they cultivated trust, open communication, and mutual respect, all hallmarks of soft skill leadership. They created space for players to express concerns, share struggles, and support each other through challenges both on and off the court. The result? They've become one of the most successful teams in women's basketball in recent years. They've set new performance records and inspired young athletes nationwide. Their success proves that blending strength with empathy yields lasting results, not just in sports, but across industries. What's striking about these examples is how they challenge our conventional understanding of professional success. They show that softness, far from being a liability, can be a powerful catalyst for achievement, innovation, and impact. This insight is particularly significant for Black professionals who have often been subjected to contradictory expectations in the workplace. The pressure to be twice as good while also being non threatening creates a narrow path to success that requires constant self monitoring and emotional labor. But what if there's another way? What if embracing softness, our capacity for empathy, vulnerability, and authentic connection, could actually free us from these constraints and open up new possibilities for professional fulfillment? This is the revolutionary idea at the heart of what Ferguson calls the soft girl era, a movement that's not about aesthetics or trends, but about a spiritual, emotional, and mental recalibration. It's about shifting from constantly grinding to finally grounding in joy, peace, softness, and self prioritization. For high achieving Black women, especially those who have spent years in survival mode, leading teams, raising families, holding down households, carrying communities, this movement offers a profound invitation to drop the superwoman cape and embrace a new definition of strength. Because here's the truth: softness is not weakness, it's a radical act of self love. It's the courage to say no without guilt, to set boundaries without apology, to rest without explanation, and to bring your full, authentic self to everything you do. This redefinition of strength has implications far beyond individual well being. It has the potential to transform our workplaces, our communities, and our culture. When we value softness alongside traditional markers of success, we create environments where diverse talents can flourish, where innovation can thrive, and where everyone can contribute their unique gifts. Imagine workplaces where empathy is valued as highly as efficiency, where vulnerability is seen as a sign of courage rather than weakness, where authentic communication is recognized as essential to effective collaboration. These are not just nicer workplaces, they're more productive, more innovative, and more sustainable. And for Black professionals specifically, embracing softness can be a powerful act of resistance against limiting stereotypes and expectations. It's a way of saying, I will not be defined by your narrow conceptions of what strength looks like. I will bring my full humanity to my work. And in doing so, I will not just succeed, I will redefine what success means. This is not to say that embracing softness is easy, especially in environments that still cling to traditional notions of professional success. It requires courage, conviction, and community. It requires role models like Pickens, Opal, and the Las Vegas Aces who demonstrate what this new paradigm looks like in action. But the rewards are profound. When we embrace softness, we don't just become more effective professionals, we become more whole human beings. We create space for joy, rest, and authentic connection. We free ourselves from the exhausting performance of constant strength and discover a deeper, more sustainable source of power. So today I challenge you to disrupt everything you thought you knew about professional strength. I challenge you to embrace the radical power of softness in your own life and work. Ask yourself, where am I armoring up when I could be opening up? Where am I performing strength when I could be demonstrating authentic vulnerability? Where am I sacrificing connection for the illusion of control? Then take one bold step towards integration. Share a challenge you're facing with a trusted colleague. Ask for help when you need it. Express appreciation for someone's emotional intelligence. Advocate for collaborative approaches to problem solving. Create space for diverse voices and perspectives. Because the future belongs to those who can integrate strength and softness, who know when to stand firm and when to yield, when to lead and when to listen, when to push and when to pause. This integration isn't just nice to have, it's essential for addressing the complex challenges we face as professionals, as communities, and as a society. It's the key to innovation, to sustainability, to creating workplace where everyone can thrive. The world doesn't need more professionals who are afraid to be human. It needs more whole human beings who bring their full selves, their strength, and their softness to their professional lives. So let's be those people. Let's redefine strength. Let's embrace the radical power of softness. And in doing so, let's create a new vision of professional excellence, one that honors our humanity, celebrates our authenticity, and unleashes our full potential. The revolution begins not with changing the world, but with changing ourselves. It begins right here, right now with you. Thank you